Godzilla has been a worldwide phenomenon practically since its premiere in 1954, but what's drawn in so many audiences over 65 years? Today, in celebration of the Criterion Collection's new box set collecting the franchise's first 15 films, we're looking at the top 10 reasons to watch the original Godzilla series. Few subgenres are as ripe for unbounded creativity than cosmicism. It's when the aliens show up in the Godzilla movies that things really start to get wild. What makes some of these ideas really fun is their brazen inventiveness. They aren't content to settle with creatures from beneath the earth, even though subterranean monsters are still continuously introduced. The franchise eventually ventures into cosmic territory with the introduction of new planets and otherworldly forces, bringing with them additional monsters for Godzilla to fight. These monsters and planets still skew towards the series' common themes of pollution and radiation, but in its latter years, the franchise saw diminishing returns, and these new storytelling elements opened the door for merchandising opportunities to reinvigorate the franchise. One of the coolest parts of a decades-long film franchise, the way each entry reflects the time it premiered in. The music, clothes, slang, and subject matter of any movie, especially one as geared towards mass appeal as a Godzilla picture, becomes a 90-minute museum tour of what was cool and relevant. Whether it's in plot points like the pollution-eating monster in 1971's Godzilla vs. Ghidorah, or the tone of films going from serious to silly, you get a sense of what life was like through the prism of a stories-tall atomic lizard. Godzilla's design and character fluctuate across the franchise. His specific look mutates in nearly every film, whether it be his teeth, facial structure, spikes, or even his overall size. Each iteration of Godzilla has been inspired by an amalgamation of other creatures, and the monster suit has often been completely redesigned or remodified for subsequent films. He's even gained and lost powers, so there's frequently a good chance the next film will find him suddenly and thrillingly employing some brand new ability to gain the upper hand in a battle. Godzilla's role also evolves. He transforms from an unstoppable force of nature to a protector of the Earth and the cosmos, befriending humans and defending them from all kinds of threats, including a cybernetic version of himself. He even has a son of his own when the films take a goofy, comedic tonal shift. There's a style and flavor for everyone in this series. It's easy to make fun of the Godzilla franchise. It's silly, cheesy, and out there. The special effects and choreography are a particular mixed bag, but the score is always top-notch. From the first film's bleak and emotionally devastating score, to the ceremonial Mothra songs, to 1969's All Monsters Attack Kitty theme song, The music varies as much as the genre of the films do. It perfectly sets the tone and pulls you into worlds of horror and devastation and fun and action. Even if you don't like the films, you at least want to buy their soundtracks. The Godzilla franchise's primary genre is kaiju movie. Duh. But the films stand out in that they can also be a wealth of other secondary genres. The human stories bring love triangles, criminals, political intrigue, secret agents, coming-of-age tales, island adventures, and mad scientists. You may come for the monsters, but the diverse offerings of each movie are what keep you interested in coming back to see what will be done with the next installment. Some of the most creative movie making and film special effect techniques can be found across the Godzilla franchise. And in his original and most iconic iteration, the monster was an actor wearing a latex suit, stomping around scaled down forests and cities. Junkies of behind-the-scenes trivia will find these movies filled with creative alternatives to real-life monsters, as well as seeing how these techniques evolve throughout the franchise to look bigger and more expensive. It's often easy to forget that crumbling buildings are simply scale models getting punched by a man in a suit, and crashing waves are off-screen crew members pouring buckets of water onto the set. The three-headed creature King Ghidorah alone took at least 4 people to operate, with one inside the suit and a separate puppeteer for each head. The ingenuity and resourcefulness of this earlier cinema era is not only a great history lesson on special effects, but a potential toolbox for independent or student filmmakers. Let's be honest, 15 films over the course of 21 years is a lot. Despite its immense size, the Godzilla franchise is mostly easy to sit down and watch without any prior knowledge. All you need to know is monsters, aliens, and advanced, and sometimes illogical technology exists in the universe, and you're all set. The films are busy on the surface. Hello, destroy all monsters with your alien invasion, interpersonal relationships, and mind-controlled humans and monsters. Looking deeper, the films are simple. Something mysterious happens, humans investigate, a monster appears, the humans evacuate, and the monster is defeated. That's how most of the films in the franchise work. A simple, accessible formula that still has plenty to offer in personal human drama and large-scale kaiju destruction. It's not always about the monsters. The human stories can make or break an audience's experience. This series has had its fair share of fantastic storytelling. The final moments of the hero scientist in the original 1954 film, where we witness his decision to sacrifice himself in order to stop anyone else from recreating his deadly invention, is a prime example. The series has also had its share of questionable storylines. Must we relive King Kong vs. Godzilla? Yes, the one with the pharmaceutical company trying to use King Kong to boost its publicity. One thing's for certain, the humans definitely set the pace for the rest of the film. Their stories drive the plots and determine what genre we get in between all the smashing. While the series dealt with themes of pollution and over-reliance on technology in its later years, the series began with its most consistent and possibly best executed message: the dangers of nuclear weapons. When it boils down to it, people's fascination with Godzilla really derives from their worst nightmares of an unstoppable force. He was a dragon-like creature and destroyed everything in its wake using its tail, teeth, and its atomic breath, the equivalent of nuclear fire. He was unstoppable, much like the bombs dropped on Japan in 1945. To this day, Godzilla serves as a warning of ultimate destruction disguised as a commercial monster movie. You knew this one was coming. You're buying Godzilla because you want to watch very tall things beat the snot out of each other. It's the reason for the season, and these movies are the gold standard for the chubby, jerky martial arts spectacle of lo-fi kaiju fighting. Some of the film titles even read like boxing pay-per-views. King Kong vs. Godzilla, Mothra vs. Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Practically every film is a must-see smackdown with clever character design and iconic moves from Godzilla's atomic breath to King Ghidorah's lightning. If you like Godzilla, if you even think you might love Godzilla, it's probably because you like big monsters that fight. So what did you think of our list? Do you want to give a Godzilla handshake? Or would you rather obliterate us with atomic breath? Let us know in the comments, and please share what aspect of the franchise pulled you in. Or you can just like and subscribe. Please also check out an article and podcast we're releasing with this video. The article provides capsule reviews of all 15 films in the Criterion set, and the podcast is a free-form discussion with 25 years later writers about the films. Information about both can be found in the video's description. As Godzilla would say,
の鳥だかっこよくなんで